friends. How are y'all doing? Surprise! I think I'm going to go back to weekly vlogging. You guys seem to like it. It ended up being like a very popular video every week. So now that Christmas is over and everything's kind of calmed down, I've calmed down. I think I'm going to go back to it. I still want to do like a Christmas debrief, and I know the only people who will probably watch that are the people who support me and support the channel. But I do still want to make it. I'm drinking my keto water late because Mark and I went to the library this morning. It's Friday, by the way, the 23rd of January. So this whole month almost has flown by. We have a week left. That's crazy. Like, it was just Christmas. Mark watched The Landman. I don't know on what platform he watched it, but then he couldn't watch it. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I could get it at the library. So I got the first season at the library. I think maybe they only have one season. He watched it all, and we returned it. And then he wanted me to check out Chicago Med, like he was watching that too. And I haven't watched either of these shows. He was watching that as well. But then they took off the seasons, that like seasons 5 and 6, or they stopped airing after a certain season. So he can't watch it streaming. So I got those from the library, plus some fiction books. I was also looking for like a book, an actual physical book. I have plenty of, I know I can do it online, but I wanted like a book to look through, like projects for scrap fabric, detailed, you know. Didn't find that. I also had to renew my subscription. It was due on the 29th. So today's the 23rd. I'm like, well, go ahead. It's also supposed to get real cold. I think Sunday for sure. Like, it's supposed to start getting cold Saturday night and Sunday. So I'm starting to prepare for that. I'm trying to figure out what to make, because I plan on, if the grid doesn't go down, I plan on keeping warm by baking. Even though I won't be able to eat it, I can make keto baked goods. And I might make some, because the only thing I've made so far are microwave mug cakes, keto pumpkin bars. And it's really good. They're really good. I don't know if my palate's just gotten used to the artificial sweeteners, or if, I don't know what it is, but it tastes good. Anyway, after the library, Mark went and got gas in the Jeep, and then we put it through a car wash. $9 for a flipping car wash. And then we went to the Dollar Tree. I want like a red or some kind of Valentine platter to send cookies to Mark's work right after Valentine's Day. The 16th is the anniversary of his open heart surgery. But they had like a smallish red one, but he has like 100 people at least. Maybe not that many. I don't know. He has some people to give a cookie to. And so I need like a bigger platter than that. I'm thinking about just like, we have Tupperware just sitting in it. I just don't want him to have to bring anything back home. He doesn't mind, but it's just easier. Anyway, we were at the Dollar Tree. He picked up some bread, and I was like, no, we are not doing that. I will make you bread. I just haven't. This is, if you want to screenshot that, this is the recipe I've been using for a while. And so right now I'm going to do that. I washed my duvet cover yesterday, and a nice big blanket we got for Christmas that Almond loves, and she got her hair all over it and she's been drooling on it. So I washed that yesterday. I put the big comforter that we put inside the duvet cover out on the line to air out. It was in the shed. And normally things that are in the shed need to be washed, but this one didn't smell bad at all. There's no stains that I could see. And it's going to go inside the duvet cover anyway. So I just put it outside to air out. So that's going on. While the bread machine is working, I'm going to go out to the shed and look for patterns. I want to get all my patterns together in one place. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... So this recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So I got to melt that. So here where I live, olive oil's gotten very expensive. And the best place I found to get it is at Ross. We were in the area, so I asked Mark if he wouldn't mind stopping. I got this 25.3 fluid ounces for $7.49, and it was regular $10.99, which $10.99 is still, I think it's still cheaper than HEB. But I needed some olive oil because I ran out. 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of honey. So I put the butter and the warm water in there, and I'm going to add the olive oil, and then last I will add the honey. And then Mark doesn't like honey, but so this isn't getting used except for in the bread and any other. Really, I haven't used it for anything else because I can't. Actually, that's not true. I did take a 1/4 teaspoon of honey for like a couple nights because I watched a video about if you wake up between 1 and 3, it could be your liver waking you up because it spikes your cortisol, something about your body needing glucose, so it spikes your cortisol. I don't know how waking you up will make you have more glucose. I don't know, but it said the cure for that is to take like a teaspoon, some honey, and then go back to bed because your body has glucose. You can go back to sleep. I'm not supposed to have anything sweet like that, so I was kind of reluctant to do it, but at the same time, I needed to sleep. So you're kind of like, well, sleep is just as important as having a healthy liver. 6 in one and half a dozen in the other. It's kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do? Okay, I have the warm water salt. I forgot salt last time. Mark is going to use this bread for who knows what. I don't know. He just said he wanted some. So one of the things I want to make when the weather's cold, I have a pork shoulder in the refrigerator, and hopefully it hasn't gone bad. My friend gave it to me because she's stopping to eat pork, which is not a bad thing, probably, but she's doing it for religious reasons. But I know people who I don't know anyone personally, but I've watched people online who do it for, and I have all this flour left over from Christmas, who do it for health reasons. Something about the parasites and all that, which can't argue with that. Anyway, so I added the water, salt, butter, olive oil, honey. Now I need to add 3 cups of flour. Bought this huge jar actually to make sourdough starter because my neighbor makes sourdough bread, and she said to watch Farmhouse on Boone, and she gave me the video link, and I watched it, and Farmhouse on Boone said to get one of these for your sourdough starter. So I got one of those for my sourdough starter, and then Mark put dog biscuits in there, so I couldn't use it for my sourdough starter, and I never made sourdough starter. So that was a pipe dream. Then it was a pipe dream. I'm looking for my yeast because I keep my yeast in the freezer. So I need to put 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. Yeah, that was a pipe dream because I didn't do it, but I asked Mark for a sourdough kit from Amazon for Christmas. It was one of my Christmas presents. So I have not started to make that, but I do have plans to. So that's it. I've put everything in there. Keep the wet ingredients on the bottom and the dry on top, and then put yeast at the very top. Okay, check, check, check. So I do try to finish the things I start, and normally I do finish the things I start, but I feel like it takes me longer. Like, I don't get an idea in my head and then go do it, and then boom, I'm done. That's my daughter. Me, I get an idea in my head, I get an idea in my head and I don't do it right away. And I don't know why. I need to think about that. I need to contemplate why I don't do that. Anyway, there is a video that I've watched, and I think I've actually done back like when I first started YouTube, like what I bought every month. And I think I am going to do that video, because I enjoyed watching that video that other people do, and you might too. So anyway, look forward to that. Hopefully I'll get it done before the end of the month, but I don't know. But right now I'm going to go look for my patterns, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, so this is the state of my guest bedroom. I moved everything around, so that I could, for Christmas, so that I could put all the presents here and on top of the dresser. And I put the lamp over there, but I think I'm going to put it back on top of the dresser. Mark went through his clothes, and I went through my clothes, and some of these don't fit me anymore. This is like a very stretchy kind of, it has spandex in it, material. So I'm of two minds. These are like brand new. I'm of two minds. I want to sell them on Marketplace. I don't want to do eBay. I've often thought about being a reseller. It would be a good business for me because I stay home and I like to go thrifting. And there is a post office in my little town. But I don't want to mess with it. I really don't. I don't want to have to buy a shipping label maker, or there's probably so much involved in that. That's not going to happen. Basically, the eBay thing is not going to happen. However, I can sell it on Marketplace. I can also put it on a local Facebook group, although I have had bad luck with that in the past because people are like, oh, I want that, but then they never follow up on it. So, like, this is Mark's shirt. He doesn't want it anymore. I don't know why, but I have saved videos. I could turn this into something that I can wear. I could also cut it up and make cute little things, although I have a ton of fabric. I don't have like real light denim like this. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm of two minds. I bought these from Goodwill. You cannot try clothes on in Goodwill anymore in the dressing room. So what I do is I put a dress on, and then I put on a tank top and yoga pants. In front of God and everybody, they have a mirror there for you to like look at yourself. I'll go to that back mirror, I'll take my dress off, and I will try clothes on. Don't even get me started about being modest. I'm not being immodest. Yes, they're yoga pants, but it's not like I'm walking all over Hell's Half Acre wearing yoga pants. I'm just, it's for a reason. So these are pants that I bought at Goodwill that just, I have shrunk since I bought them. So it's real pretty material. I love this color. I would love to make something out of this. I could make that bathroom curtain. I've been wanting a green bathroom curtain. I could make that bathroom curtain out of this. So I have clothes like that. So I'm just really like these. Mark bought these for me, and I wore them like twice. They're from Walmart. They're like 20 bucks. I wore them like twice. That's it. I could totally sell these on Marketplace. These are too nice to cut up. For now, I bought these bags from Amazon. After Christmas, this Christmas, I had to buy wrapping paper. And I chose the cheap wrapping paper from Ollie's. Cheap, but very cute. Wrapping paper from Ollie's. And, like, this was one of them. See, that's cute, and it kind of has grid lines, not the greatest grid lines, and it's not real cheap and flimsy. They were like 99 cents, so I only spent $3 on wrapping paper. No, that's not true. I bought this one from Hobby Lobby for $5. So when you wait until Hobby Lobby has their Christmas half off, like this was $9, but it was half off. That's a big old roll. It's very thick. It has the grid lines. It's very pretty. I loved it. But after Christmas, I was like, I'm not going to put myself in that situation again. I really thought we were going to be raptured by now. I know probably some of you are rolling your eyes and you're like, oh, here we go with the rapture again. But when Christmas comes around and we're still here, I got to have wrapping paper. So I'm like, I'm not going to let myself be caught out like that again. So I bought some that was like 75 and 80% off here and there. And I didn't have a place to store it anymore. I used to have like one of those Tupperware, like stand-up hard plastic Tupperware wrapping paper storage things. I can't find it. I must have given it away. Also, the real tall wrapping paper, like a couple of these. Well, I'll show you like this. Like a couple of these. Can you see that? Wouldn't fit. And that could be why I got rid of the wrapping paper storage. Anyway, when I bought that, I went ahead and bought a pack of 4 of these, and they were a pretty good deal. So, because Mark went through his clothes, and I have clothes that I'm going to put out in the shed as well, I went ahead and bought these. These are like the tougher plastic because I'm not crazy about, I had bought these before. You may remember, you may not remember. And I prefer this. So that is what I'm going to do before I go outside to the shed and look for my patterns. And some of you may be thinking, those are perfectly good clothes. Don't cut them up. And I agree with you. I do. If there was someone who could use the clothes, yeah, I would love to get at least some of my money back, but I would give them the clothes. If somebody really needed the clothes, I would give them the clothes. I put the call out. I put it out on Facebook. I said, I'm selling them for X amount of money. However, if you need them, please contact me privately and we can work something out. I would have just given people the clothes because I think it would be unchristian not to if somebody really needed them. But where I live in America, we're not an island Like, I know some people like live like in England or, you know, the UK or Japan or whatever, and used clothes maybe are not as easy to come by. Maybe not. Maybe so, maybe not. And in that case, you would pass them along, or, excuse me, you would give them to sell them, whatever. You wouldn't cut them up. But it's not like that here. If you go to any Goodwill right now, I'm surprised Goodwill's still taking donations, to be honest with you. But if you go to any Goodwill outside and look outside, they are stacked up with donations. And most of those donations are clothes, because people got new clothes for Christmas. Or they got so much stuff for Christmas, they're overwhelmed and they're just tossing out things over their shoulder, not even paying attention because they can't handle all the stuff. A lot of those clothes are just going to go into the landfill. So why can't I? They're my clothes, Mark's clothes. We've already spent the money on them. I can't find anyone who wants them or who needs them. I've tried. Why can't I use them for my own crafting purposes? I can. But I just wanted to assure you, just in case you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that she, you know, she's a hoarder or whatever. I'm not trying to be a hoarder. If I don't use them, I will donate them or whatever. But like, I just got clothes out of the shed that I had in there that were a size medium that I couldn't wear for the longest time, but they were so cute to me. They were real cute, and I thought maybe someday. I had a lot of extra large dresses that my mother bought. She bought me, and she would buy them from Bell's and send them to Connecticut. I would got like a package a week. I mean, she was incredibly generous. And when I lost weight hooping, which I wasn't making YouTube videos then, I lost weight hooping. I passed those along and I never got them back. I wish I still had those dresses. I really do, but I don't. There's nothing I can do about it. So I blessed someone else, and hopefully they got to bless someone else if they didn't use them. So there's no point in worrying about that, but I have learned from it. So, and what I've learned is I can go up and down. You know, I have a thyroid problem. I've never been skinny. I will never be skinny. If I don't watch what I eat and exercise, do something, I will put on weight, and then I'll have to rebuy all this. So maybe I should just put it, but see, I don't want to jinx myself. Anyway, I know that going into Goodwill right now, you don't find as many quality items as you used to, like as far as material, like cotton. A lot of it is becoming like the Shein crap, which it is crap. And like all the shirts are polyester, all the women's blouses, like in Bells and Burke's. Well, it used to be Burke's. It's now called Bells again, but it's still not as high quality as Bells used to be. Anyway, it's all polyester, and it's too hot for polyester down here. It really is. For some people, for me, it's too hot. Like this shirt. It's pretty, except for the sleeves. I don't like the sleeves. But this is so pretty. I would try to alter it, but it's too hot for me. It's just too hot. I'm going to put these outside for now. I probably will pull them out and try to resell them locally in like March and April. Like that shirt in particular. What I would also like to do this year is alter some clothes. I would like to alter some clothes. I've never really altered any clothes before, but like this skirt. Seems like it would be really easy to alter because it's just straight all the way down. I think there may be like a slit in it. Yeah, there's a slit. Ooh, it's a real big slit. Hello. But it seems like it would be easy to alter. I think I would like to set a goal for myself. Like either alter a piece of clothing to fit me, or alter it in a way that, like one of Mark's shirts, like make it into a cute little dress or an apron or something. To do like maybe 2 garments a month. And start with the ones I really don't care about. One of my desires is to sew more. My thoughts. Don't wore me out. There are still several patterns that I cannot find. As you can probably tell, I'm running out of energy. I actually put makeup on today. After watching that video I made about things that worked and things that didn't work in 2025, what I'm going to do different in 2026, I looked fine. I looked okay, you know, without for not having makeup on, I looked okay. But it just spurred me to put on some makeup today. Partly sunny and very warm. I just went and got, it looks like it might rain. I just went and got my duvet and my comforter off the line. And I spoke to my little neighbor. He's like, I don't know, 5, maybe 6. He's so cute. 73 degrees right now, but it's very humid. And in the shed, it was very humid. Humidity is 86%. And this is inside the house. You can buy these on Amazon. I bought mine in a 3-pack. So I don't have my air conditioning on, so that's the temp. Oh Lord. Sorry, God. That's the temp inside the house without any air conditioning or anything on. But I'm going to wash these dishes before I completely lose my energy, and then I'm going to go put some a mixture of half apple cider vinegar and half alcohol in this ear because it's feeling like itchy. Yeah, anyway, you don't need to know all that. That's boring stuff. I am going to I've been listening to the Jane Austen Society, and it's narrated by Richard Armitage. I'm 3 hours and 47 minutes in. I have 6 hours left. It has 26 more minutes. Hello, sir. How are you? This is the current state of my dining room table. That is my book stack. That is what I wore this morning before it got too hot. Hi, friends. It is Saturday the 24th of January, and it's finally properly cold here in South Texas, and it's not going to work. I just turned the heater on. It is 3:14 in the afternoon, and I've been busy. I got up this morning. Mark had to be at work at 7, and so I got up and I took a shower because if the grid goes down in Texas, I won't be able to take a shower for a few days. So I was like, I'm going to get that done today for sure. And then I did a couple loads of laundry that I needed to do for the same reason. I want all of our laundry to be clean. There's Red and Almond, and I'm watching Gaina. I was laying down. I was trying to go to sleep, but I put on the winter blanket. This is the duvet cover and the comforter inside, which I don't really like. These are my Cuddle Duds micro fleece. So I told Mark, I said, I took a picture. Hi, see me there? There. I took a picture and I sent it to him, and he said that looks like glorious or something like that. And I said it looks like a menopause nightmare because I'm getting like hot flashes. It depends on the day. I get probably like up to like 7 or 8, but at night I also get hot flashes. So I'll think I'm cold, I'll get under the covers, and then my body's like, nope, psych, you're not cold. In fact, you're burning up. I don't like saying things like that. In fact, you're really hot because you're having a hot flash. And so I'll throw the covers off of me, and it wakes me up. I'm trying to drink less water after 5 p.m. because with the keto diet, you pee out a lot of water anyway because you don't have any carbs to hydrate you. Oh my gosh. I forgot I was going to sit down and do this thing. See, menopause brain equals, I got to put my water back in there. Menopause brain, no I don't. I'm going to wait a second because I wanted to show y'all something. Menopause brain equals, like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. That's not entirely true. I do know what the heck I'm doing, but I do walk around from room to room. Sometimes I'm like, what do I do? Or what was I doing? And what should I do next? So I made a thrift book order, and this is how they get you. I made a thrift book order because I had a free book waiting. I don't know how long I've had that free book. I don't know if it was a Christmas gift. I think it was when I placed the Betsy and Tacy order. Like, that must have bumped me up to the right amount. And I have 2 sweaters on, by the way. This is kind of a thin sweater, and then this real thick one, and then, yeah. Anyway, the free book is only like up to $5, so it's like, why do I not want to? Why am I so worried about losing a $5 book? And I'm not worried, but it's not something that I should even be concerned about. But I'm not doing a no-spend January. I'm not doing a no-spend year. I do plan on doing a couple of no-spend months, but January is Kate's birthday month. So I'm not going to do a no-spend January unless I'm doing a no-spend year. Unless I have to. Of course, I would if I had to. Anyway, I placed a thrift books order, and I got 2 of them yesterday, and I was going to open it, but I'm like, no, let me wait and open it with my community. So here I am, opening my order. Now, this is only the first part. I have 3 more books coming. I don't mind spending money on books, but I would rather find them in the wild, like at Goodwill and such. However, so, okay, I'm going to show you this, and then, well, first of all, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to put it in my lap because they're not rising. I've never made cinnamon rolls before. Mark, I think, had a little bit of a taste for cinnamon rolls, so I made these, but it's cold in the house. It's not rising, so I'm going to set it in my lap for now. It's supposed to rise for 60 to 90 minutes, and it was sitting beside the crock pot because I have a Almond came out, so I need to go check on Red. He's still asleep. I have a Boston butt pork roast in the crock pot. I was going to put it in the oven, but I changed my mind, decided to put it in the crock pot. Anyway, so hopefully these rise. I mean, the yeast was active. I didn't kill it. I did everything right. I hope. If not, Mark ain't getting the cinnamon rolls. Okay, so this first book, this first book I'm going to show you is one that I picked up at the library on a whim, because my library, right? Maybe someday I'll take you in there and show you. I don't know if I've ever showed you before. That branch has like a wall of books. It's kind of close to the exit. I don't follow any booktubers, and I also don't I don't read Goodreads. I don't read anything that tells me what's coming out, like in the literary world. So I just don't. I don't know why. I just don't. And I just never think to. Because there's so many books that I haven't read that are already out there that I don't think like, oh, let's go look at the new books. But anyway, I was looking at the new books years ago. Let me look and see when this is copywritten. 2015. Can that be right? Maybe it is right. Anyway, I picked this book up, I read it, and I was like, what kind of magic is this? This is fantastic. The Watchmaker of Filigree Street by Natasha Pulley. This is so good. I'm going to read you the back. He lived his life like clockwork until he met the watchmaker. And that's all I'm going to read you. I mean, I don't know how long she had this inside of her before she brought it forth, but this is so good. As a frugal person, I never even considered being able to own my own copy. But when I was on Thrift Books, I was trying to reach the minimum order to get free shipping. And when I was on Thrift Books, I thought, let me just look it up. And sure enough, I mean, it's in paperback now. Sure enough, they had a copy, and I was like, yes, I'm going to get it. My goal this year, I would like to read all of my fiction books. I don't have many. All of my fiction books, hard copy. If I like them, after I've read them, I'm going to pass them on. So, and make room for books that I love. This next one, Alexandra Stoddard. Do y'all know who she is? You Are Your Choices, 50 Ways to Live the Good Life. I absolutely loved. I would go to the library and check out Alexandra Stoddard. I loved reading her books. I have a lot of her books. I didn't have this book. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get it. Some of the books that I remember the best, Living a Beautiful Life. Alexandra Stoddard, Living Beautifully Together. I think I have both of those. I don't know exactly how many of hers I have. I don't have all of them. And then I have the book of Mothers, A Celebration. But I want to show you the book stack that I got. 2 of them are not new, but 2 of them are new. And so I want to go over the new ones first. Fagin the Thief. So y'all know that this is in reference to Dickens Fagin. And if y'all haven't watched the series Dickensian, I would highly recommend it. I love that series. This, when I saw this, I was like, I'm going to pick it up and read the little blurb about it, and maybe I'll get it. So this is long before Oliver Twist stumbled onto the scene, Jacob Fagin was scratching out a life for himself in the dark alleys of 19th century London. Born in the Jewish enclave of Stepney shortly after his father was executed as a thief, Jacob grows up with his open-minded mother, Leah, as the center of his whole world. But Jacob's prospects are forever altered when a light-fingered pickpocket takes Jacob under his wing and teaches him a trade that pays far better than the neighborhood boys could possibly dream. So this is a book from Fagin's point of view, and I thought, I want to read that. So, pick that up. And then I also picked up Swallows, a novel by Natsuo Kirino. Let me read this little blurb to you. Nothing has ever gone right for Riki. She left her boring hometown in Hokkaido for a better life in Tokyo, but as a temp with no job security, she barely scrapes by, eating the same discount boiled egg for lunch and sometimes dinner. Desperate to make ends meet, she jumps at the chance to donate her own eggs with a large payoff. So I watch a lot of Japanese YouTubers, not a lot. I watch a few, and Nami from Nami's Life started me out, or got me hooked. And now I watch several, and I think that there's a plight of Japanese women, and I just feel compelled to read the book. And I know it's a novel. I know this is not like some sort of like biography or like nonfiction kind of, what's going on with the Japanese culture in 2026. I know that. However, there's a lot of truth in fiction, and this woman is Japanese, I think. It says she lives in Japan, and she has a Japanese name, so I'm assuming she's Japanese. So I thought, I'm going to try that. And then I got this, The Blue House, from Paula Hawkins, The Girl on the Train. I listened to A Girl on the Train, loved it, absolutely loved it. It's on Libby, it's on the Libby app. If you haven't listened to it, I would highly recommend it. It's wonderful. I don't know if I'm going to like this as like an eyeball read, because I really like listening to that. I like listening to the book. I don't know if I'm going to like reading the book. I don't know if I like listening to the book because the narrator was English, and it was just a really good narrator. I can't think of who it is right now off the top of my head. But if you haven't listened to that on Libby, you should also listen to that. Did I already say that? I probably already said that. So pick that one up. And then if all else fails, I can usually rely on Dean Koontz. And I had not, somehow this one escaped me elsewhere. So you probably all know who Dean Koontz is. He writes fantastically. I love him. He's probably my favorite author. My favorite book of all time is Rosamund Pilcher, The Winter Solstice. Well, other than the Bible, but like my favorite fiction book of all time. He's like probably my second favorite author. I love the way he writes. They just grab you. When the book grabs you, a lot of times it won't let you go. My first Dean Koontz book ever was Intensity. Wow, fabulous. Oh my goodness. So if all else fails, I got myself a Dean Koontz, and I don't think I have any Dean Koontz novels in my house. I also used to love Nora Roberts. I don't like her new writing because I just don't like her new writing. But the next one I'm about to show you is probably going to shock you. Mark's mom gave a Stephen King book to me because she used to, I don't know if she still does, she used to read a lot, and then whatever book she had, like I think she would pass it to her daughter, and maybe her niece. I don't know how all that worked, but I would end up with like a box of books. And one of Stephen King's books was in there, and I read it. And she doesn't remember which one it was. I don't remember which one it was, and I loved that book. I don't know why I got rid of it, but I'm going to read this one because I'm wondering if it was Lizzie's story. I've only read one. I've tried to read his other books. I've tried to watch some of his movies, and I probably have this on wrong, but it's warm. I don't care. The tag's right here. Is the tag supposed to be in the back on hats like this? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to see if I like this book and if I can get on board with it. So yeah, I have prepared as well as I can for this storm, and what can I say? I'm doing what I can do. So I was real tired. I laid down, thought I could go to sleep. But like I thought a couple times today I was going to pass out. Like I just felt real weird. I took a load of vitamins this morning. But I take the same vitamins that I take every day. So I don't know what that was about. And then I got real tired while I was like making these cinnamon rolls, and I thought, I'm just going to pass right out on the kitchen floor. I didn't. I got to go. I thought I'd show you my interesting life choices. You guys know we need a new front door. I told y'all that this summer. What can I say? It doesn't normally get cold here in South Texas, not like this, so. These windows, they're pretty new. They're the vinyl replacement windows, but they still leak air in. So I had a couple of extra curtains that I wasn't using, and I've saved for that purpose. These curtains, you guys know, I bought these for $1 a piece at a church rummage sale. And so those are keeping in the air pretty good. There's one outlet right over there that leaks air. There's an outlet over there that leaks air, but I don't want to cover up an electrical outlet with anything. I don't know if that's safe. I have 3 of these gray curtains, so I went ahead and taped this up too. And I know it looks janky, but and I put lights. I put batteries in here so these Luma lights will come on whenever it sees motion, even though we have that. But if the electrical grid fails, we're going to need light to see in the bathroom. And I shut these curtains, although I didn't put anything on the actual windows to stop the drafts, so I didn't tape those up or anything. I don't know if I will. I probably won't. It's just supposed to last a couple days. A lady named Lizzie her channel's called Frugal Lizzie B, and apparently she lives in Wales, and apparently they sell things in Wales to put over your window. And she showed us before previous years, not this year, I don't think. Maybe she did. Like they sell tape. They sell sealers specifically for your windows over there, but they don't sell that in South Texas. So I know it looks janky. A high school Leela would never ever have done this, ever. I'd have suffered for the sake of, even though this house is small, I still try to make it look cute. To me, it looks cute with, using what I have. So, yeah. High school Leela would be like, oh no, we are not doing that. But 52-year-old Leela's like, yeah, we're putting up curtains and we're taping them. It's only 2 days.
Is everything being accomplished to my satisfaction and to the family's honor?
Hi friends, how are y'all doing? So today is Tuesday, the 27th. I didn't film Sunday. Sunday was like the first day of the winter storm, and Mark was home, and he pretty much just hung around in his chair watching TV, and I was up doing things. I didn't feel like sitting around. I did make English muffins from scratch. I used the recipe from the Preppy Kitchen YouTube channel. I printed it out. I tasted a tiny bit of his, and it tasted like English muffins. It didn't taste like Thomas English muffins, but Mark said he likes them. They're like very fresh. He's never had a homemade English muffin, and neither had I. So, in fact, I never had English muffins before I met him, because it's not something that my family really ate down here. So, the second thing is easy cinnamon rolls from Sally's Baking Addiction. And I'd never made cinnamon rolls. And I didn't eat a whole cinnamon roll, to be honest. I took a little bitty bite. I chewed it up. I wanted to see how soft it was and what the flavor was like. I chewed it up and I spit it out. It would have been just a tiny little bit of calories. What I didn't want was the glucose response, the insulin response. I don't know if tasting it. Let me go see if Red One's down. I don't know if tasting it, the sugar on your tongue creates a glucose response. I don't know. But I just wanted to see if it was a good recipe. Almond wants to play with me. And she usually wants to play with Mark. So for her to want to play at 3:50, saying something. Did you give you a ball? Let me have it. You silly girl. She wants a bite of cinnamon roll. So that's how these turned out. And then I had already made a loaf of bread in my bread maker, my 99-cent bread maker from Goodwill. And so I'm feeling pretty smug. You want your ball? Go get it. Anyway, so I was going to bake something yesterday just for the heat, because yesterday was pretty cold too. But because I was up and busy on Sunday and Mark really wasn't. But I had things I wanted to do on Sunday. I decided to take a little rest on Monday. So I did. Yeah. So I sat in my bed and I wrote some correspondence. I read my book. I worked on my sketch that I'm doing. And I wrote in my planner. And then today I wanted to go to H-E-B, because our grocery store, if you didn't know, because Mark was out of milk. I needed creamer. I think that was it's like grit from one of the things I put in my water. Mark needed some milk. He said we needed creamer. I may have accidentally bought the wrong creamer. I think I did. So I went to the Dollar Tree, and before I even got in the door, I broke something. This was a ball. For me, this was going to be a Valentine's decoration. And it's too smashed up. It's too smashed up to save. And I'm not going to get it completely out of the bag, because I don't want these little shards to go everywhere. Love. I'm so mad at myself for dropping that. And I had it in the trash, but I'm like, no, let me show y'all. I probably won't get another one. I only saw one anyway. And then I did get this also, and this broke a little bit, but maybe I can glue that back. I'm probably going to paint this red on the outside. I don't know what happened, honestly. I've been so... Oh, there's a female cardinal out there. And the male right there. Maybe I should go throw out some birdseed for him. I've been so clumsy lately. I've been breaking things, and I'm not normally clumsy. So I think it's the menopause. These are $1.50 now. I want to make something. I want to make a sewn object, and I thought that these would be cute on the end of it. I also want to paint these a color. I kind of like the plain wood, but I also like the colors of Valentine's Day. And then I bought a book of stickers. I love Valentine's Day. 120 stickers. I love the scents. Panda's cute. I'm not going to show you all of them. I also bought some these are my favorite for my keto aid. My favorite flavor. I bought 2 of those. And that was it. Those few things and the thing I broke cost $11. I also bought oil at the grocery store. I bought some more just regular Guaifesin Mucinex, generic Mucinex. I don't buy the DM. And then I wanted to show you my thrift book order came in yesterday. I also, like I said, I didn't film myself yesterday. Not only because I was sitting in bed all day, but because my hair was a mess because I didn't take a shower. I didn't want to get, it's just cold in this house. We are not really set up for temperatures real cold. So especially this old farmhouse built in the 40s doesn't have the insulation that it needs. So the 3 books that came in yesterday, The Promise of a New Day. Now this is a Hazelton Meditations, and I didn't know really what that was, but I think Alcoholics Anonymous uses Hazelton Meditations a lot. I had bought this one at Goodwill, not knowing what it was. The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. And you can tell, I like this book. I read it. And so it's day by day. You read a little blurb every day. I like reading little things like this. So I had this one. This is the one I just bought. And I don't know if you guys will remember, I read out of this in my Slowtober series. The Everyday Miracles, A Woman's View on Personal Fulfillment by Michael Drury. Sometimes you come across a book that just opens your mind and expands you're like, oh yay, I'm learning something new. When you get to my age, you're like, that there's new stuff out there to learn, like facts and stuff like that. But I'm talking about like new stuff to learn inwardly, new ways to think about things. So when I was on Thrift Books, I was like, well, let me see what else Michael Drury has. My mom gave this to me recently, and I read the whole thing, was captivated by it. So I bought this one from Thrift Books, and this is The Inward Sea from that same author. So I am looking forward to this. And this was a discard book from a library. And then this one looked good. Sabbath, Finding Rest, Renewal, and Delight in Our Busy Lives by Wayne Mueller. So I have heard of this one, but I never picked it up to read it. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and look at it, because I do have a problem with feeling like it's okay to rest. So it is 4:03 and I'm going to do some laundry. I wanted to wait till it warmed up a little bit. Do some laundry, take some more Mucinex, try to clear my ear. Oh, I washed the material that I'm going to use for my Valentine's sewing projects. And it's cotton, so I need to iron it. So I want to do that. I want to clean the kitchen. I want to vacuum and try to figure out what to make for dinner. So I'm still pulling out little pieces of grit. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Bye.